Chelsea are 100% aware of the situation of Alexander Isak. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Tonight guys, we touch on Serhou, Guirassy, Alexander Isak with many rumors on the future of the player, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, Job Bellingham, Marc, Guiu and much more. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, let me start tonight's video by mentioning an exclusive news we broke today on Serhou Guirassy, the striker of Stuttgart who had a fantastic season in Bundesliga, scoring many goals, attracting the interest of several clubs already in the January transfer window. Then he decided to stay at Stuttgart till the end of the season. Champions League football for Stuttgart with the manager Hoeneß, who also attracted a lot of interest, but he decided to stay. Guirassy is not staying. Guirassy will be a new Borussia Dortmund player. Is a here we go because the player gave the green light to Borussia Dortmund project in the recent hours. So Borussia Dortmund already decided months ago to make Serhou Guirassy their priority signing for the striker position. Borussia Dortmund already signed the player from Stuttgart, is Anton, the centre-back of the German national team. They will trigger the release clause for 22.5 million euros. For Guirassy they will do the same, triggering the release clause from Stuttgart. It's gonna be 17.5 million euros, so everything is set on club side because Borussia Dortmund in the next days will trigger the clause, and now also green light from the player to the project, to the contract, to the salary, so everything is okay between Guirassy and Dortmund. Many rumors about Arsenal, but Arsenal were never really interested in Guirassy. They are looking at different kind of player. Also rumors about Milan, but Milan focus is on different players. He was linked with a move to Chelsea, but also in this case Chelsea will never pushing for Serhou Guirassy. The reality is that many clubs at different levels were interested in Guirassy, for example West Ham and many others in the recent months, but he's going to Borussia Dortmund. Here we go. For Serhou, Guirassy waiting for the formal steps to take place in the next days. Meanwhile guys, important to say that on Alexander Isak, the striker of Newcastle, today we had many rumors about Chelsea, many strong links with a potential Chelsea move, with contacts between Chelsea and Newcastle. Guys, what I'm told is that Chelsea are 100% aware of the situation of Alexander Isak. He's considered absolutely too expensive. Newcastle would ask crazy money to sell Isak. He has a long-term contract at the club. They're also thinking internally at the moment to offer him a new deal. So at the moment for Isak, the idea is absolutely to continue at Newcastle. Eddie Howe and the owners want for him to stay at the club and continue. So at the moment there is no movement, interest from any clubs, but in terms of concrete things, nothing at all for Alexander Isak, who is expected to stay at Newcastle. And also we know how Chelsea say, for example, no to the possibility to trigger the clause of Nico Williams, too expensive. Same to Michael Olise, the package for Olise, salary and clause was considered too expensive. And now we can say that also for Alexander Isak at the moment there is nothing concrete, also because it's a very expensive package and because Newcastle absolutely want to continue with him as a crucial player. Meanwhile, on Newcastle, let me say that in the next days there could be movement in terms of outgoings because they are trying to sell at least one player by the end of the week, with Yankuba Minte, who could be a strong candidate to the sale. As we already said, Olympique Lyon and Everton are both interested. Meanwhile guys, it's also important to mention the situation of Chelsea and Marc Guiu, because this is a news we shared already last week. Then yesterday we said here we go for this move because Barcelona have been informed by Chelsea of their intention to take the release clause. Chelsea have an agreement with Marc Guiu, so it's absolutely confirmed. Today it was everywhere, but already since yesterday Chelsea decided to go for Marc Guiu in a strong way also with Barcelona, so everything is set for this deal. What's happening now with Marc Guiu? Chelsea are preparing all the documents for the formal steps, so they are working to pay the clause. Formally is not paying to Barcelona, is paying to La Liga. This is how it works in Spain, so Chelsea are moving on the legal side to be ready this week to pay the release clause of Marc Guiu. Then the player will sign a long-term contract at the club, valid until June 2030, so a 6-year deal for Marc Guiu. At Chelsea, the project is to have him under Enzo Maresca, so to stay with the first squad, and so everything confirmed on this story with Marc Guiu set to become a new Chelsea player, waiting for the formal steps. But also in this case, Barcelona understand that the player wants to go to Chelsea. They tried to extend his contract, they offered him a new deal already twice in the recent weeks and months, but no chance to reach an agreement with Marc Guiu. He wants to move to the Premier League, he wants to move to Chelsea, and so this deal is happening really soon. A deal not happening is about Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, because Antonio Conte in his press conference was very strong in the statement next to the president of Napoli, Aurelio De Laurentiis, said Kvaratskhelia is going nowhere. There is an absolute veto on the player, not the only one, because he also mentioned others like Lobotka, who is doing very well at the Euros, Frank Zambo-Anguissa, and also Giovanni Di Lorenzo, but he mentioned also Khvicha Kvaratskhelia among the players who are staying at Napoli next season. Antonio Conte was very strong in his statement. He said there is no chance, no doubt, Kvaratskhelia is staying. Napoli will offer him after the Euros a new contract. It's going to be an important proposal because Napoli never wanted to entertain talks with Paris Saint-Germain. He's always been in the list of PSG, really appreciated by Luis Enrique, but the reality is that Napoli will offer him a new contract. The new contract will include a release clause similar to what they did with Victor Osimhen, and so keep close eye to Khvicha Kvaratskhelia and Napoli negotiations over new contract, because Napoli have been really strong in the statement. They absolutely don't want to sell the player and will not sell the player this summer. So from Napoli president to Napoli manager, the message is quite clear. Kvaratskhelia is staying at the club. I can tell you that there was a big English club also interested in Kvaratskhelia, considering Kvaratskhelia this summer, but the deal is not gonna happen because the player is gonna stay at Napoli. This is the position of the club, and the position of Crystal Palace is to replace Michael Olise, who will be a Bayern player this week, planning for the medical, triggering the release clause, £45 million plus 5 in add-ons. Crystal Palace are working on a deal for Antonio Nusa. You remember that probably he was going to join Brentford a few months ago, then the deal collapsed on the medical terms, but Crystal Palace are strongly interested in Antonio Nusa, so talks ongoing for this possibility to bring in Antonio Nusa as a replacement for Michael Olise is a strong possibility, but also Crystal Palace already signed Daichi Kamada from Lazio as a free agent, 2-year contract, medical done, so Kamada will be officially a new Crystal Palace player in the next days. Everything is okay and signed, but Crystal Palace are also busy with one more topic, and that topic is the dream target, Job Bellingham. Job Bellingham, the brother of Jude Bellingham, is in the list of many clubs, especially in England, because, for example, Brentford also appreciate him. There are also other clubs moving around the player and trying to enter the race, because they understand there is a possibility for him to go. But keep close eye on Crystal Palace, because Palace are pushing. Oliver Glasner, the manager, wants a Job Bellingham, and so it depends on the player. In case they have the green light of the player, they are prepared to go strong on this one. Otherwise, it's gonna be complicated, really complicated, because there are other clubs involved in the race. So it really depends on what they want to do in terms of player side. So the player, his agent, his father, the family of Jude Bellingham is absolutely involved in the story. As soon as they decide, Crystal Palace are prepared to attack on club side. But contacts are taking place, and one of the dream targets of Crystal Palace is absolutely Job Bellingham and also Antonio Nusa. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, from Guirassy to Marc, Guiu to Alexander Isak, Kvaratskhelia, and much more. I wait for your opinion here in the comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, because many things are happening in the next days, and see you with Fabrizio. Ciao!